Hi, Malika with Healthy Eating Quest. It is time for this week's healthy habit, which is 10 small ways to increase physical activity in daily life. So, this week's healthy habit is not about diet because we knew going into this that at some point, if we want to lose the weight and we want to actually get healthy, we are going to have to get physically active. We're going to have to move. We're going to have to get some exercise, right? So, but you might cringe at the idea of exercise because, well, it's hard. It can be very boring and it's time consuming, or at least it can be. And if you are like I used to be, you might actually avoid even thinking about getting exercise because you're afraid, really. You're afraid that because you don't like it and you never really succeeded at it in the past, that you're not going to be able to stick with it this time either. So why bother, right? Like, why put yourself through all that emotional distress? But the fact of the matter is, you're putting yourself through emotional distress by avoiding it, because then you end up in a vicious cycle, because you know that you should be getting some exercise, but you can't bring yourself to do it. So you're avoiding it. And so you continue to feel bad about yourself, and round and around it goes. The feelings of guilt and, failure and the low self-esteem. So what you really need to do is to reframe the way you think about exercise, at least for right now, starting out. You want to just think of it as increasing physical activity in your daily life, because that way you can start stacking some of those small wins and building your stamina and your confidence, so that later on down the road, then you can increase, you can get bigger wins, and you can do more physical activity and do more exercise. So that's what I want to help you to do in this video. I want to talk about some ways that we can increase our physical activity in life, and in ways that don't have to take much time and can even be fun. So but first of all, my notes are kind of all over the place, sorry. Why is this important? Why is this something that we really need to think about doing besides what I just mentioned? Because if we don't break that cycle that I just mentioned, the feelings of failure and guilt surrounding the fact that we're not exercising, then it's never going to end. We're never going to feel good about ourselves. And then eventually you're going to die, right? And you're going to die having lived a whole life feeling bad about yourself. I know you don't want to do that. I know you don't want to waste your life that way. Nobody wants to do that. I have lived under that crushing weight for years, or I had, the weight of that guilt and feeling bad about myself because I knew I wasn't doing what I should have been doing physically and for my health. But now I'm going after something different. Now I'm going after that feeling of triumph and victory, knowing that I have accomplished something that is so huge and so important for my life, for the quality of my life, because I know that, getting this weight off and getting healthy, excuse me, is really going to vastly improve the quality of my life. I won't have to feel sick all the time. I will have the energy to make memories with my husband and my two sons, and I will be able to feel great about the way I look, and I will have developed strong confidence that I can accomplish anything in life that I set my mind to. So those are feelings that I want to have, and those are feelings that I want you to have for yourself too. So how are we going to do that? So 10 small ways that we can increase our physical activity in our daily lives, ways that don't take up too much time and actually can be fun. So number one is my favorite, walking, because it's simple and it's really good for you. I have a treadmill, but I realized about myself that I really enjoy walking outdoors. So this is something that I want to incorporate more into my life. And it's something you can do too. You can just walk around the block. I mean, if you don't have a treadmill at home, or if you don't want to go to the gym, just walk around the block, a few times. Or you can even do that at work on your lunch break, get outside and go for a walk at lunch, and I mentioned earlier about reframing it. Instead of thinking, oh, I have to go walk, I have to get some exercise. Like for me, because I enjoy walking, and I found that I really enjoy going for walks with my sons. So I can try to reframe the way I think about this. And instead of saying, oh, it's time for me to get some exercise, I want to start thinking of it as I get to go take a walk with my boys right now. Like that's awesome. That sounds like that's something I would enjoy. And honestly, I have two boys with boundless energy, so there generally ends up being some running involved. Me generally running after them, trying to keep up with them, but that's good, right? That's good exercise for me. So that's something I want to incorporate into my life even more, because I mean, it kills two birds with one stone. We're all about killing these birds. I don't know why, but anyway, spending time with my sons and getting some exercise. So anyway, and number two is a natural progression from walking, which is jogging. Like I mentioned, sometimes you can actually get a little run in during your walk. So that might be something you want to do. Just, brief periods of jogging. And, if you're too tired, then just, slow down to a walk. It's fine. And, when you get a little bit more stamina, go back to a jog. But whatever, hopefully eventually, as you keep going, you'll get to the point we'll get to the point, because I'm not at this point, where I can just do a complete jog, around the block. That's going to be awesome. But, we'll get there. Number three is taking the stairs. That's kind of self-explanatory. If we're out somewhere, try taking the stairs instead of the elevator or the escalator. But also, another thing I wanted to mention, I mean, a lot of people do stairs for exercise deliberately. Like there's a place not too far from my home called the Culver City Stairs. And lots of people, tons of people, get in their car and drive here to exercise, go up and down these stairs. I used to go there a long time ago. But even if you feel like, oh my God, getting in my car to go drive somewhere sounds like too much work, I can't bring myself to get up to do all of that. If you live in a home with stairs, or like me, I live in an apartment, a 2-story apartment building. And when I walk out my door, the first thing I see are stairs. So, I should be using those stairs, right? I don't have to drive all the way to Culver City to go exercise on some stairs. Stairs are stairs, right? I got some stairs right there. So that's something I want to incorporate, Go up and down those stairs and get some exercise that way. Okay, number 4, jump rope. My oldest son has recently become interested in jump roping. I guess it's something they've been doing at school during recess or PE or whatever you call it in 1st grade. But yeah, so I have it on my list to buy a couple of jump ropes, because it's something I can do with him, and he would love that so much if we just went outside and we jump roped together, right? For him, that would be fun. It would be play. I would be killing 2 birds again with one stone, because I'm spending quality time with my child and getting a really good workout. Jump roping is a really good workout. And again, don't think of it as exercise. Think of it as having fun with your kid, or, I mean, it doesn't have to be with a kid. It can be with you, by yourself. I mean, maybe you used to enjoy jump roping when you were a kid. So Let that kid out. Get back to jump roping. Number 5, jumping jacks. So this one I was thinking was good during TV time. I don't really watch that much TV, but a couple nights a week, my husband and I will sit down probably and watch a show. And so I'm thinking that, okay, normally we will watch something on the DVR and just fast forward through the commercials. But I'm thinking, and I haven't told him this yet, but what I want to do is, instead of fast forwarding through the commercials, I think it would be good if we did like a jumping jack challenge to see who could do the most jumping jacks during the commercials before the show comes back on. So I think that's a good way to turn TV time into something productive. So, you know, maybe you might want to try something like that too. And it doesn't have to be, you know, with anyone else. If you're watching TV alone, you can just challenge yourself to see, you know, if you can break the record that, you know, do more jumping jacks than you did the last commercial break, you know, whatever. Make it a fun challenge for yourself. Okay. Number 6, dancing. My boys love to dance. And my oldest son, at his school, 3 times a year actually, they put on a musical and they perform it, you know, in an actual theater. And so they spend the whole year doing dance rehearsals and all that stuff. And it's one of his favorite things about school, you know, practicing and performing these dance numbers. So it's something you can do at home. Just turn on the music and dance, you know. You can do it with your kids, with your spouse, with your friends, or just by yourself, you know. If you don't feel comfortable, if it feels a little silly, just close the blinds and nobody has to see. But, you know, turn on your favorite songs and just dance. It's a really good exercise. Oh, I forgot to mention about dancing. It's also good to do while doing housework. So, you know, maybe you're washing the dishes or sweeping the floors or whatever. Turn on the music and, you know, move a little while you do that. So that's a good idea. Number 7, walk to nearby places. So say you just need to pick up a couple of things from the store and it's just a few blocks away and they're not anything heavy, you know. Maybe it's a good idea to just walk there and walk there and back. You know, that gives you a little exercise, increases your physical activity. Or if you have to pick up the kids from school and it's not too far away, it's just a few minutes away, maybe you can walk and you guys can walk back together. So that's another way to increase your physical activity in your daily life. This one is kind of related to that. Number 8, park in the far corner of the parking lot. So generally when we go to the store, don't we like circle the parking lot trying to get the closest spot we can possibly get? But instead of that, I would like to challenge you to try to park in the furthest spot you can possibly park in and then walk back to the store. I'm going to challenge myself to do that too. I'm not just telling you to do these things. I'm going to try these things too. Video games. Okay, so that's number 9. We used to have an Xbox Kinect and it was really fun. You know, they have these like dancing games and stuff like that. I think it was called Just Dance or something like that. But anyway, we'd invite, you know, a bunch of friends over and we'd all be, you know, playing this game, doing the dance moves on the game. And it was really like a party. So it was a lot of fun. We don't have that anymore, but if you can get a hold of one, or if you know somebody who has one, you know, maybe you can set something up and do that. So that's fun. And then also Wii. I've never had a Wii, but Wii has a lot of, you know, fitness games. Wii Fit or something like that, I think it's called. But anyway, yeah. So that's a fun way. Number 10 is tag. So if you can't get a hold of a fancy Xbox Kinect or a Wii or anything like that, well, there are good old-fashioned games like tag. I say that because like my sons, they play tag together sometimes, which involves a lot of running. They wear themselves out with all this running. I think from now on, I'm going to try to join them in that. And, well, I haven't discussed this with my husband, but I think it would be even more fun if he joins in too, right? And it'd be even more fun if we invited some friends and we all went to the park to play tag. That sounds like a really fun thing to do on a Saturday afternoon. I'm going to have to try that actually. But I say tag because, I mean, of course, playing sports, like you might think, okay, well, you can play basketball or soccer or whatever. And yeah, but I'm speaking to people like me who are not big sports people. And the idea of, having to learn the rules of the sport and all that stuff, you're probably just like not going to do it, right? You're not going to follow through if you have to do all of that. But that's why I said tag, because it's really simple, because here are the rules. Run and don't get caught. So like, that's it, right? That's easy. You can do that. Just run around the yard, out in the neighborhood, at the park with your kids, with your husband or your spouse or your friends, that's probably not one you want. Well, anyway. But anyway, so that's this week's healthy habit. Implementing these small ways that we can increase activity in our daily lives. So I hope you have fun with that. I think I'm gonna have fun with it. Anyway, if I did not send you the link to this video, please click the link in the description below or up above, and that way you won't miss any tips or updates from me. And yeah, so that's it. I wish you much success, and talk to you soon. Bye.